This powerful video opens with Judge Stephanie Boyd handling two intense and emotional cases that reveal the harsh reality of addiction, responsibility, and life-changing consequences. From the very beginning, the tone is serious, as individuals stand before the judge not just to answer for their actions, but to face the impact those actions have on their own lives and others around them. In the first case, a young woman already on probation appears after violating the rules by testing positive for drugs. What makes the situation even more serious is the discovery that she is 7 months pregnant. This revelation shifts the entire mood of the hearing, as the judge strongly reacts to the danger posed not only to the defendant but also to her unborn child. The conversation becomes intense, focusing on responsibility, life choices, and the importance of making better decisions, especially in such a critical stage of life. Despite requests for leniency, the judge makes it clear that actions have consequences, and simply ignoring the rules will not be tolerated. The decision ultimately reflects a strict but corrective approach, aiming to push the defendant toward serious rehabilitation rather than allowing the cycle to continue. As the video moves into the second case, the focus shifts to a young man dealing with theft charges. Unlike the first case, his situation highlights how addiction can slowly take control of a person's life. He openly admits to struggling with daily drug use, which played a major role in his actions. The judge listens carefully but remains firm, emphasizing that while addiction may explain behavior, it does not excuse it. The outcome offers him a structured opportunity to turn his life around, but with strict conditions that must be followed closely. It becomes clear that this is a second chance, but one that comes with serious responsibility. Throughout the video, the underlying message is consistent. Choices matter, and ignoring rules can lead to life-altering consequences. At the same time, there is a clear focus on giving individuals a path toward change, as long as they are willing to take it seriously. The emotional weight of both cases makes this a gripping watch, showing not only the consequences of bad decisions but also the difficult journey toward accountability and redemption.
To enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Briella Butler who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 4982 for the offense of forgery of a financial instrument on February 12th, 2025 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violate condition number one, on or about this 22nd day of May 2025 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Rayella Butler, committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
I'm sorry, was that true?
True.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll waive the remaining violated condition, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, Your Honor, it's unagreed.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The state is requesting adjudication of guilt and revoke for community supervision for 18 months in the state jail facility. One part of the agreement, we are taking into consideration the possession case she just pled to, which is JN 7143967, and we're also taking into considerations a county court at 2 case 2025 CC 011626, which is a failure to ID.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting? Oh,
Your
you
Honor.
can't sign it.
Well, this is the
This is, okay.
Your Honor, we're requesting that you continue her on probation, to deny the motion, and to follow the recommendation by probation to send her into the MIC unit or some other type of supervisory program with zero tolerance.
I really don't normally do zero tolerance in this court because being on probation, you're supposed to follow the rules. So my question for you, or maybe for her, what have you done? Because you've been on probation since February. What have you done? Have you completed? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Briella Butler.
What have you done?
I went to the 60 days, NA or AA, online virtual visits. I reported twice.
All right, so that didn't work because you're here for a possession of controlled substance. What was that controlled substance?
New methamphetamines.
All right. So we know that doing the 60 days didn't work because you have a possession of meth. And how far along are you in your pregnancy?
7 months.
All right. So what that means is you're doing drugs. Hmm.
No, ma'am, I wasn't.
Who did the meth belong to?
DeAndre Hartley, I have an affidavit that they brought in. It wasn't mine. I did stay at the scene when the cops came. My car, I just bought it. It was broke down, and I was at my mom's house. And cops pulled up, and when they pulled up, my friend ran off, and they immediately put me in handcuffs and searched the car.
So let me just tell you right now,
And
the only way you're going to be continued on probation if you go into inpatient treatment. We're not doing this zero tolerance thing. So she can either go into inpatient treatment, and because you're pregnant, they will accept you at SafeP. But they're not going to accept you at any of the programs because of how far along you are in your pregnancy. So you can either do that or you can do the 18 months.
thank you. Can I take my baby with me?
No, what ends up happening when you are at SafeP, because it's at the prison, when you're at SafeP and you deliver your baby, someone needs to be there to accept custody of your child. Otherwise, Child Protective Services will be picking up your baby and you will have a CPS case. And when you're released from SafeP, that's what will happen. You will have to do parenting classes and everything else that's required of you. And when you have somebody, if you have your mom or whoever it is to come pick up your child at the prison, they will make a determination on whether or not that person is appropriate or not. All right. So the court will deny the motion. Alter and amend conditions to include SafeP. Probation, is there anything you recommend other than SafeP? I'm sorry, what? All right, so there'll be SafeP, and that's, of course, is in custody. And then it is 9 months. And you have to wait. What's the wait time for SafeP? I'm sorry, what? All right, so usually the wait time for SafeP normally is 3 months. So you'll be waiting at the jail for 3 months, then they'll transfer you to SafeP and you'll be there for 9 months. All right, so the court is going to deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include SafeP. Once she is released from SafeP, she's to be placed on the MIC caseload, and there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, field visits until further notice. She's to complete parenting classes. Court will take in consideration JN 7143967 and 2025 CC 011626. All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
25 CR 010368, State versus Devin Grisham. Can I have parties announced?
Jason Garrett for the state, Your Honor.
Christopher Simpson for the defense.
And are you Mr. Grisham?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review it with your client?
I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Grisham, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with theft of property less than $2,500 with 2 or more previous convictions. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
My opinion is.
Mr. Grisham, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get? And by entering this plea, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you will be deported, denied re-entry, and denied naturalization.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 011698. There's to be restitution to Quick Trip, QUIK Trip, and also to Walmart. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have any such
There have
motions?
been none.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution, and no contact with Quick Trip or Walmart. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with all of its
We have
attachments.
no objection, Your Honor.
State, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes,
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we've asked to follow the plea bargain agreement. Mr. Gone over the matter of Mr. Grisham. He is motivated to be successful. I would also ask the court to consider probating some of the community service hours if he obtains a GED and employment.
All right. Mr. Grisham,
Yes, ma'am.
it appears that you have a problem with taking things that do not belong to you. Why do you keep stealing?
I had a drug habit, ma'am, so it was kind of related to that. Before being incarcerated, I just actually quit doing drugs.
All right. What drugs were you using?
I'm methamphetamine
How often were you using?
every day.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being honest with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. In custody, the following. There's a referral to felony drug court. You need to be honest with them. That's a great program. They can really help you.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's to be a TAP evaluation in custody. If not accepted in felony drug court, then follow TAP recommendations. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be restitution to and no contact with Quick Trip or Walmart?
May I ask a question, ma'am?
Yes,
Is that like just that Walmart or is that like in the
they
nation?
don't want you there.
Okay, so in the.
Now, I will tell you, I will reconsider that once you've been clean and sober. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs.
As the video comes to an end, it leaves viewers with a powerful message about the weight of personal choices and the reality of facing consequences. Both individuals are given outcomes that reflect not only their actions but also the opportunities still in front of them to change their lives. The situations may be different, but the message remains the same. No one is above responsibility, and every decision carries impact. What stands out most is how these moments become turning points. For one, it's a wake-up call about the seriousness of her situation and the life she is bringing into the world. For the other, it's a chance to break free from a cycle that has been controlling his life for too long. These are not just punishments, they are crossroads, where the next steps will define their future. In the bigger picture, the video highlights how life can quickly change based on the paths we choose. It shows that while mistakes can happen, continuing down the wrong path only leads to deeper consequences. At the same time, it also shows that there is always a chance to do better, but only if that chance is taken seriously. By the final moments, the message is clear. Accountability is unavoidable, and real change requires effort, discipline, and commitment. It's a strong reminder that the decisions made today can shape tomorrow in ways we may not fully realize until it's too late.